Tony Robbins Group.
I don't know how to mute this fully. You know how to mute the phone fully?
Nino, you got any ideas?
I'm not totally sure about that part.
Interesting.
All right, comment where you guys from in the chat, guys.
Yeah, Chau, we can get started if you don't care. If there's, I could just hear it a little bit on my Instagram. I don't know how to get the phone exactly all the way muted on my phone.
Yeah. Okay. It's all good. Yeah, we can get started. Okay. Wanna show people Bahamas real quick. See that sunset, dude? Holy shit. Yeah. Sunset Bahamas, baby. Give me some lights, huh? Ocean over there. Yeah, hanging out with Tony Black Group, man. They're the best, the best. Ever.
Love it.
Everybody ready to launch some Airbnb corporate housing? Right.
Ready to rock and roll, brother.
All right, bro, let's go. So, yeah, Nick, you want to take it away? And
Yeah, absolutely. If you can hear the double, I can move the Instagram or we can go on Instagram another time. But yeah, I'm really excited to be able to kick it with you, my friend. For those that don't know, one of the other skills, monetizable skills that I wanted to pick up was real estate, and in specific was Airbnb. And so, is it good? Can we hear both?
I'm good.
We good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So yeah, so one of the things that I wanted to pick up was real estate and Airbnb, and I am a big believer, and I know we're cut from the same cloth, of modeling those who have the results that we want. And so actually, your name had floating around in the Tony Robbins world, and one of my buddies was like, "Hey, you should reach out to Chau and see what he's got going on," and that's why I reached out to you. So I want to kind of kick it and interview you a little bit, if you don't mind, and kind of ask you, before you had so much success with Airbnb, what were you doing? And what did your life kind of look like beforehand?
Yeah, welcome everybody. So my name is Dr. Chau B&B, Chau Ong, to be specific. Before that, I was an immigrant from Vietnam. Didn't have anything. We're coming over here. All we had was one bed. All four of us, my mom and dad, my sister and me, all slept in one bed. We thought the way to get to the American dream is getting a good grade, get good school, get a good job, and got my doctorate in pharmacy and also my MBA as well. Graduated, thought I made the American dream. As turned out, it's the American nightmare, because I was in mountain high of that. Right, I was frustrated, I was overwhelmed, I was burned out. I didn't have any time for my family. I didn't have any money at the end of the month to really go travel in the Bahamas like I do now. And I was like, what am I going to do? So I did all kind of search, do online business, offline business, multi-family storage. I went all across the nation, invest over hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to find the right mentor and the right strategy for me. However, most strategy I found either take a lot of time or it take a lot of money, right? Which I did not have either. Okay, I was a very busy, burnout corporate professional. right? So, finally found a strategy that for me to be able to do it very part-time and also make amazing income. Work part-time, make full-time with more than full-time income. So that is Airbnb arbitrage, where we leverage other people's properties that we don't even own, and we're able to make money right away with it and just sublet the property and do a master lease. And we can get into that a little bit later, but that's how I'm able to scale and get my financial freedom, retire early 30s. And now I'm traveling around the world, hanging out with amazing multimillionaires. And I only work a few hours a week. I can work from anywhere around the world. Retire my mom and dad, bought them the big home and that you see in the background. They still live with me. I take care of them. And thank God that they're still alive with me. They've been fighting cancer. And because of the money I make in this business, I'm able to take care of them. So thank you for having me.
I love it, brother. So there's a lot of things that I want to go into before we move on. The first thing that I would like to go through is, right, because you were going down a specific career path, and oftentimes people have this perception of I have to go this way and it has to be a specific way. So was it how much of a challenge for you transitioning from your first career path to Airbnb? Because I know people around you, whether it's your parents or family or friends, are like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you leaving a job like this to go do that? So I know a lot of people have a mental struggle when they're jumping into something new. How did that go on for you?
Right. Yeah, I appreciate that question. So, of course, there's always a lot of doubt and fear, uncertainty in the beginning with anything, because we're stepping into the unknown, right? But one of our mentors always say, get comfortable being uncomfortable. And the more we can expand our comfort zone, the more bigger that we can become, right? In order for us to achieve bigger things, we need to think at a higher level. And in order to do that, we have to step out of our comfort zone. So, and fortunately, I learned that from very early age. Personal development always is the biggest thing. I started, my journey is 19, so now it's like 17, 18 years. And that helped me out a lot. And Tony Robbins, kudos to him. Anytime I feel down, I listen to Tony and lift me back up. So that's one of the big keys I got to where I am. Yes.
I love that, because oftentimes, right, because you were doing something that was traditional or the specific way, and then you jumped in and did something uncertain. And I want you to note what Charles said as well, is another way that you can eliminate uncertainty. One is massive action. The other way that you can eliminate uncertainty is modeling those who have the results that you want, right? So I guess in your case, Charles, was there a specific mentor for Airbnb for you, or how did you learn your strategy? I know you had a few coaches, you spent a lot of money on it. How did that look like for you?
Yeah, I appreciate that. So I did spend a lot of money in coaching and mentoring and everything. The one mentor that the biggest difference was a mindset coach at the time. I paid him 10K at the time, and that was like a lot of money for me back then. I was like, holy shit. But that mindset coach, within that 1 year, guess what? Within that 1 year, I got my financial freedom. Right. I got my, I retired mom and dad. I travel around the world. I can do whatever I want to do just within a 1 year period. And a lot of it was mindset. So, I incorporate that into my program now too, to help people. However, not only mindset, but I had the right strategy, which is Airbnb arbitrage, that got me the financial freedom. Yeah.
I love that. And what I want to point out is that's so great about you that you always mention, and you have it on the background, is your parents. And this was similar to when we got on a call and we connected. And I loved what you did, because before you work with anyone as well, you ask them the big question of like, why are you doing this? And we know that like our compelling vision and our compelling reason is a massive reason of why we do things. And I had a similar reason as well, is because I also wanted to use Airbnb cash flow to retire my parents. It was a dream of mine.
That's awesome.
And so was that always your compelling vision that pulled you through? Was that always like your ultimate driving force, was to take care of your parents?
Yes, sir. Yeah, because I came here, that sacrificed everything. That in Vietnam, they was actually doing really well, great entrepreneurs, built everything from scratch. They had to drop everything, start over, came over here because of our future, of our freedom. So, I owe a big favor, a big thanks to them. So that was one of my big motivating driving factor. And the other one is just for me personally as a man, to be a man, right? And to know that I'm able to provide, protect my family, my future family, my community, and also I'm a faith-based Christian person, so I want to spread the gospel too. So that take a lot of time and resources that I didn't have. So that's my driving forces. Yes.
I love it. So I'm excited, and I want you, if you can tease the audience and let them know a little bit about an event that you have going on where you're going to be teaching some of your sauce, your strategies. Can you share to the audience a little bit about what you got going on and when it's going down?
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually holding a 5-day challenge starting next week. It's Monday through Saturday, Monday through Friday, actually. Yeah, it's 1 hour. And if you're in the VIP, you can actually go to the Q&A questions. You get an extra half an hour just for the Q&A, where you can ask me any questions related to, my journey also this business and how you can capitalize on it to make an extra $10,000 a month. My goal is for you to walk away from that knowing exactly what you need to do next to make $10,000 a month from this. And that challenge is going on right here next week. The ticket is on sale right now. So if you want to go on to bnbcashcow.com, you can get that ticket on sale, like 50% off right now for the VIP. Highly recommend that. And then we can see you on the other side and take you to the next level.
So this is so cool because I think a lot of us have been through some hardship and trials and tribulations with COVID. But I always say the gift is there if you want the gift. The problem's there if you want the problem. The gift is there if you want the gift. And I think a lot of people found some massive gifts during COVID. For me, one of the greatest things that came out of the pandemic is that we can sit in our living room or a bedroom, and we can join challenges and we can learn from some of our greatest mentors virtually. I think it's one of the greatest things. And Chau was talking about the VIP is you get to have an extra 30 minutes of question and answer with him of asking specific questions about Airbnb. Now, I would like to know for people that are kind of sitting on the fence or they don't know what the challenge is, why is it so important for them to get in this challenge and learn the strategies that you're about to teach them?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. So it's the most important thing is that, okay, so what we know is in order for us to get to where we want, we need a mentor, right? We need somebody that we can model how to do it. That's how you can press decades into days, what Tony's called. And that's the most important thing. So during this challenge, I will be guiding you through step-by-step on, I call it the FAST method. F is for finding the location, finding the deal, right? It's all about the location and the deal. I'm going to guide you through how to do that. The A is to acquire the sublet. Ask for the sublet. How do you do that? If somebody willing to give you their property for you to sublet and make money from it, right? So it takes a lot of trust. How do you build that trust? How do you craft your pitch? How do you negotiate? How do you leverage our credibility, our mastermind, and our corporate housing as well? Not just for Airbnb, but corporate housing. So much more that I can share with you, right? And then the S is to stand out. How do you stand out to get your property booked? How do you stand out to get more corporate clients' attention? It's all about getting attention, right? So, and then the T of the FAST is to tap into corporate housing, not just Airbnb, because Airbnb is out there, it's been there, but corporate housing is a whole nother word that most people don't know about. So corporate housing is when companies rent out places for their homes, for their employees, and they save a lot of money. Instead of renting 4 or 5 hotels for 4 employees, they just rent 1 home, right? And then there's medical travel professional. There's also insurance housing for families who need a place to stay during a disaster like hurricane or flood, and they need a place to stay, and insurance will pay, and they pay super well. And these are the secret niches within, short-term, mid-term rental that most people don't know about, and they just don't understand. So I can guide you through all of that.
Yeah, so this is super powerful because Airbnb right now is super popular for people to do. But what Chau is talking about with this corporate housing and that he's teaching is next level. And it's like you said, it's that specific niche where it's way more powerful than just doing Airbnb on your own. What I'd highly suggest as well for those that are listening is, And this is exactly what I did. I want to share the story quickly. Is when I went to Dr. Chau and we got on a call, I brought some of my business partners, right? There was 2 other people on there. And we were like, we want to learn from you. And it was funny because you're like, well, you guys are pretty smart guys. Like, why are you on the phone with me? Like, you know how to do real estate. You got your real estate license. And I told him, I said, I'm always willing to pay to go further faster. I was like, so if you have the specific strategy and you have the game plan and you know exactly where to do and when to do it, like I'm willing to cut a check or do whatever I have to do to get the information quicker. So like, yeah, could I go start Airbnb? I could start my LLC and I could do this and I could do that. But instead I was like, I'm just going to take the seat as a student and find the right person and go learn from them. And so I'd highly suggest as well for those that are trying to lock in or we invite you to jump into this challenge is don't only jump in it with yourself, jump in it with a family member, jump in it with a friend, jump in it with a potential business partner. There's a law that we teach on. It's called the law of exposure. And what the law of exposure states is that once you are exposed to a better way of life or a greater strategy or a better way to do things, you cannot be unexposed. AKA, if I brought you all on a private jet, you'd never want to fly Spirit again because you've been exposed to a higher level of life. And so if there may be someone in your life, I know Trisha, I think it's Trisha's there. You can wave at me, right? There's probably people in your life that don't know about this or would love to know about this. And imagine being able to empower someone in your life, whether that's your family, your friend, your parents, I don't care, bring anyone with a monetizable skill that they can create cash flow in an uncertain time. Doctor, I would love to hear your thoughts on the uncertainty that's coming up right now and why it's like the uncertainty right now with the market and the economy and them learning a skill like this so they can produce cash flow. Like how important is that for people?
Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely critical right now. As we know, stocks crash, crypto crash, unfortunately, right? I mean, I am an investor in both. However, most of my majority of wealth is in real estate, thank God. Real estate, as we know, has been and always will be the #1 most important way to create long-term wealth, right? Now, what if there's a way, if you want to invest in real estate, but you don't have a lot of money, right? What if there's a way you can leverage other people's real estate and still make the same amount of cash flow, right? So this is the way. This is how you can control the real estate instead of you don't have to own everything, right? Now, here's a crazy question. Does Airbnb own any properties? No, right? Does Uber own any cars? No, right? And yet Uber and Airbnb are the biggest in their industry and they got there the fastest. It's not about how big it is anymore, how fast you get there. So Airbnb got to the biggest hospitality company, Hilton been around for 100 years and it has not done what Airbnb has done in only 10 years, right? So you don't have to own everything. You want to control everything though. So the way you can scale fast, you can just get control of the property, get it under lease, get it master lease, you can sublet it, and then you can snowball it because you snowball your profit because you don't have to invest a lot of money to just rent the property, right? And then maybe even rent the furniture. That's a more advanced strategy. You can even rent the furniture and buy the furniture or just finance the furniture. So your upfront cost is very, very minimal. So for one home that you actually buy, you can actually use that fund and you can do 10 sublet for Airbnb arbitrage model, right? So with 10 sublet, you make like an average $2,000 per month per home. So that's $20,000 per month. Versus if you take that money, just buy a flip or buy a home, right? It's going to take you like months for it to fix it up, months for it to rehab and get rent ready, right? And then you make like $2,000 a month. Question, would you want to make $2,000 a month on cash flow? You want to make $20,000 a month cash flow from the same amount of money invested.
Yeah, right. I love it. And even for me to share my personal journey is like, this is something new. And that's why we went to you as well. And like what we're going to be doing and so everyone knows as well is like even your first property, if you need to go in with a business partner, you need to go in on someone. So you don't need to put as much capital just to learn the system, like do the system, go through the course, go through the challenge and have him coach you along the way and just start with one property. But that's the thing is once you understand how to do it with one property, how many properties can you do it with? You can do it at as many as you want. And before we end off here, could you share just a story or one or two stories of some of your students that have come into your challenge and into your program and some of the results?
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of our favorite stories is one of my friends. I was actually managing properties for her, Airbnb, but she was frustrated. She's a loan officer. She's also a mom of two, and she doesn't have enough time for either both her family or herself. So with this, within her first month, she'd had 4 properties, and then her second month, she have basically making $10,000 a month within 2-3 months. And now she's retired from that financial freedom, and she became one of my coaches actually. So it's awesome. So now she has time for her kids, have time for herself. She's actually on her 10th property right now. The girl is a beast, right? So anything can happen. And oh, by the way, she didn't have any really experience before this with real estate, right? She pretty new with it. And then there's just a ton of other ones. There's another gentleman named Nick in Portland. He's always been doing was buying real estate, right? And it's took him like 5-6 years. He's already in this industry for 5-6 years, but he only got like 3 property or something, 3 or 4, because he was buying property, right? So with this, within only a few months, he was able to double his property, therefore double his income in only a few months instead of it taking years, right? Because all you gotta do is leverage other people's property, like we were just talking about, right? And now he's on bigger and better things. So I mean, there's just a ton of testimonials, and when we end here, I can play a quick 2-minute testimonial highlights of our testimonials, and you guys can see. But yeah, if you want more of this, then definitely go join our challenge. I challenge you to join our challenge. So go to bnbcashcow.com, and they can drop the link in here. Drop a link in here. Yeah, bnbcashcow.com. Join it. You'll be blown away. And my number one intention is for you to get financial freedom as fast as possible with the least amount of risk, with the least amount of energy, time. Because I've been trained to how do I minimize my input, maximize my output, minimize my risk, maximize my reward, asymmetrical risk to reward with everything. So yeah, come join us, guys, for sure.
I love it. I love it. And for those that want to go faster, want some speed, like I said, the VIP, it's just a couple bucks, and you get to pick this guy's brain the whole time, right? So you get question and answer with him and his team. And I'm inside. By the way, I've already done the challenge. I'm inside of the course, and it's amazing. And it's an overflow of information, but also, I mean, the amount of support and coaching that we get and the access that we get to the trainers and the coaches is unbelievable. And I'm excited. We're going to be tuning into the challenge as well. And before we jump into the testimonials, for those that want to go fast, just click the link now. But also there are a few killers of wealth. People know a few killers of wealth. The first killer of wealth is inflation. The second killer of wealth is taxes. But the third killer of wealth, which people don't talk about, is delay, right? Delay is not deciding, not acting, not doing it, not applying the strategy. All of us have strategies in here that can make us thousands and thousands of dollars, but we don't act on them. And even for me, real estate Airbnb is something that I was supposed to be acting on a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but it just got delayed. And so I'm excited that I get to learn from you. I'm excited that I get to be inside of the community, but more importantly, I get excited because I'm not delaying anymore. I'm taking action and I'm applying these strategies. And I can't wait to be one of your biggest success stories for your course as well. So with that being said, if you're up for joining the challenge, we invite you because it's going to be amazing. It's going to over deliver and give you some sauce, but most importantly, give you a monetizable skill that people can't take away from you. And you can create certainty in an uncertain time with the skill, which is most important. So my friend, if you're open to just playing that short little video of some of what we got going on, and it's an honor to chat with you for these 30 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely, my friend. And greatly appreciate you. Greatly appreciate all you do. I mean, Nick here has just been an amazing inspiration ever since I met him, what he accomplished. So before we end here, actually, I want to ask you, what are some mindset shift that people need to, because 80% of success is mindset, right? So what are some mindset secrets, if you will, hacks, because you are a mindset champion. So please share.
Yes. So the first one that pops out that we need to understand is that most people look at the payoff, or they look at the payoff or what they have to pay versus the ROI. So oftentimes we'll initially see an investment in something, whether it's a ticket to a challenge, and they're like, well, I don't want to pay that. But most successful people, they're not focused on what they need to pay or invest. They're focused on the ROI. So literally, if I can give you $5, if I could pay you $5 and you can give me $10, I'm going to take that deal all day long. But oftentimes people only see, oh, I have to invest $5. They're not looking at the ROI. So focus on the ROI, not what you have to initially invest. The other thing as well is like, if you want to condense time, listen, I'm 26 years old. And the only reason why I have this level of success and certainty is because I've learned from people who are richer and smarter than me. I'm not special. I do look a little bit funny. I got no legs of an arm, right? But I'm not special. I'm just a unicorn. But honestly, I've had some of the greatest coaches in the world, right? Currently on a world tour with Tony Robbins. That's how I know this amazing man as well. But I'm always willing to cut a check to go further, faster, because success rewards speed. I'm trying to go fast. So you're trying to get rich slow. You're trying to get rich fast. I'm trying to get rich fast. So I would say modeling those who have the results that you want. And then the third thing would be is simply the only way a human or an entrepreneur loses is if they quit. They'll come to me and say, Nick, it didn't work. It's like, no, you didn't do it long enough for it to work. You got too many no's, or it didn't go your way, or you developed a specific belief. So the only thing that's holding most entrepreneurs back is that they quit too soon. And so the question that I would ask is, I must be persistent enough to get a new result, to have a new experience, to have a new belief about who I am and what I'm capable of. Will you be persistent enough to get the result? And make sure, like I said, you're learning from people who actually live the life. This guy's living the life. He's in Bahamas. He's with the Platt Group. He's got cash flow. He's changing lives. He's got students. He's got testimonials. That's enough for me. All I have to do is go to the source, and this guy's the source, and he's going to condense time for me. So understanding all those mindset principles, but also understanding that your time and your energy are your two most valuable assets, because you can never get them back. And so once you're aware of that, you'll realize that most successful people are always willing to go straight to the source of information rather than trying to figure it out on their own.
Wow, 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 wow. I hope you guys been listening, because that's super, super powerful. That was a lot of content, a lot of, yeah. So one of the things that pop out to me is that, you know, instead of going it out on your own, you know, you want to go as a team, right? With anything, we want to do anything big. Tell me a big thing that's been accomplished in history that's not done by a team, right? I mean, even Thomas Edison, the greatest inventor, I'm sure he had a whole team behind him to set him up, right? Or any kind of champion out there, they have a team. Tell me one champion that don't have a team, right? So that's why most people fail when they try to do anything by themselves, like do it myself kind of thing, right? What if you can leverage? One of the biggest thing is, like, for example, if you just want to like do it for Airbnb, if you want to do it yourself, you can. I tell people you can do it yourself all the time. Absolutely, you can absolutely do it yourself. It's just going to take you 10 times longer. It's going to cost 10 times more frustration. Probably 10 times, it's going to cost you 10 times more relationship capital, right? And 10 times more money, right? Now, if you can want to do or go through all that, yes, please be my guest, go for it, right? But if you want to shortcut it, the shortcut, and just get there to there 10 times faster, 10 times less painful, save you 10 times more mistakes, then there's a better way, right? So one great example I always give people to find success is like a maze, right? The other side is success. People are trying to get there, but most people get stuck because they get lost in the maze, right? It's like a fly trying to fly out of that glass ceiling, right? Now, however, you got a mentor who can lift that glass ceiling, or just tell you, hey, make 2 left, 2 right, 2 left, and then you out that maze, and then you get your freedom. It's so simple, it's so easy. But yeah, some people just think that, you know, I have to do it myself, right? So one of the key thing why you want to leverage our corporate clients network is, instead of going, hey, can I Airbnb your, going at it alone and saying, hey, can I Airbnb your property and make money off of it? You can say, when you join our mastermind, you can say, like, I belong to a corporate housing network, over 100 corporate housing professional. We have done over 100 properties, over 20 years of experience. Here's our website. Here's our partner website, right? So we have the website for you to leverage. We have the team and everything for you to leverage. So it'd be a much easier conversation. Now we can see if you're probably going to qualify for what we do, right? So it's the other way around. But yes, awesome, Nick. Thank you so much. Any last words for our audience today? You guys have been awesome. Any last words for the people on the call today?
Yeah, I would say just, and we're cut from the same cloth. Trisha signed up. Well done. We'll see you next week. I'm sending love your way. That's so cool. I would say, and we're cut from the same cloth, is that we know that knowledge is potential power. The only real power comes from implementation, right? So we can sit here on the Zoom and interview. It's like Trisha, she's like, I'm signed up, I'm going in, I'm diving in, I'm an all-in type. Yeah, massive action, right? So we're going to go learn. But that would be the most important thing, is make sure you're not that lady or that man who takes notes and gets strategy, but never acts on it. I want you to make sure that you're not only learning this monetizable skill that can create you cash flow and give you freedom, but you're actually acting on it. But with this, it's like you have a community and support that's going to help you on the inside as well. And they've been unbelievable. So I'm blessed, brother. I appreciate the opportunity as well. I'm glad. See, my goal, I don't know. I came in there. I was like, hey, I got some big goals. I want 15 to 20 properties in 1 year. I was like, I have a team, I'm ready to rock. And he's like, that's a big goal. He's like, let's crush it. So that's some of our goals that working on the inside. So anyone that joins the challenge and ends up coming on the inside, you'll see us chipping away at our Airbnb stuff as well.
Yeah, that is awesome, man. He's doing it with you guys, right? So yeah, so I mean, if he can do it, man, anybody can do it. Come on, let's go, right? Right.
Let's do it.
So yeah, I'm gonna play this testimonial. Hang on, Nick. I want you to see this too. This will be some fire for you. So one second here. You can go on it's in my just search me on Dr. Chau Ong on YouTube, and this is one of the video on YouTube here.
Got it listed, and then we got our first booking.
In my first month, I was able to lock my
group, and I'm happy to report that I had huge success. I received 3 bookings that covered 5 months in 7 days. I'm profiting around $7,000.
We got our first lease signed within a week of joining the program. And that was insane because it was our first big goal, right? Like get our first lease signed, and we saw it as this really big mountain.
Got it set up in a few days, got it listed, and then we got our first booking.
In my first month, I was able to lock my first property in. That was gaining me about $4,500 a month in income.
This group is filled with people of all different levels of experience. And then of course, we have Dr. Chau, the guru.
Dr. Chau and his team have been absolutely amazing.
So Dr. Chau would do a market analysis with us to show us the best areas to invest and get started in. And that was really helpful. Being part of a community of people that are doing it successfully, it makes you feel confident in the market.
The one who's going to help me get to my goals when it comes to the income flow from here. And this is almost passive, right? Aside from setting it up for the very first time.
Tired, quit my job, 9 to 5, making surgeon money, really good money.
I'm 25.
I'm 27. Honestly, we're happier than ever.
B&B secrets.
You gotta do it. Burn your boats, man. Man, you just gotta surround yourself with people that are like-minded, share the same passion for life, and don't let anybody tell you that you can't accomplish what you want to accomplish.
And that's this group. Get in this group, you'll do it. You'll quit your job.
That's right. Yeah, freedom. Yeah.
In your 20s and be free.
Absolutely.
Right? That is awesome, man. I love these guys.
1,500 to 2,500 a month.
Per home. Yeah, so that's 6-figure income right here, right? And you're about to get freedom, right?
Definitely. I would like to quit my job.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm working on my second one. It's 2 months, and the second one plan is to do a lot more very soon. This guy's great, man. You gotta check him out. He's awesome. If I was you, I would join right away.
Awesome, man. Join us, guys. We're gonna have a lot of fun right here, man. Hanging out with you.
Big freedom.
So cool, brother. Well, congratulations on what you built, the community, the success, the coaches. I'm excited to get 15 to 20 properties this year. I'm going to play full out. I'm going to try to be some of the best case studies that you have, because I just try to do everything big. But it's been an honor, brother. Thanks for sharing the stage with us today. And I look forward to being in your challenge and learning and getting the insight and getting my Airbnbs up.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, guys. Well, again, guys, lastly, bnbcashcow.com, bnbcashcow.com. Go there right now. We have limited seating. We have limited spots for the VIPs. So you want to join the VIPs, come in there right now, and I save you a spot. I see you on the other side, and I will change your life forever. Thank you so much, Nick. God bless you all. Peace out, buddy. Bye-bye.
Send in love, everybody. See you soon.
Peace, love.
Thanks, doctor.
Thank you.